Are you gonna do it?
Yes, I am. Are we standing? Yeah.
Well, we haven't started yet, but we're gonna.
Okay, we'll start. Ready, class. I'm a good student. I'm waiting.
You're a great student, so come standing to the top of your mat in your mountain pose.
Uh,
You don't have to be. You can just
you
be
want to see
comfortable.
what a
Don't worry
student does?
about it. Okay. All right. So find yourself in your mountain pose and really be strong in your mountain pose. Press through the big toe mounds of your feet as you lift through your arches. Push your inner front thighs toward the back of the room as you pull your tailbone down. Your chest is open, your rib cage is pulled down. So you're in a neutral spine. Your crown of your head is rising. Feel very strong in your mountain pose. Observe the natural curves of your body and breathe in. Exhale. On your next inhalation, rise your hands high to the sky, Uttiti Hastasana, extended mountain pose. Exhale, fold all the way down, Uttanasana, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, lift halfway, have a long flat back, stretching from the crown out toward the front of the room. Now bring your hands to your mat and step gently back into your high plank.
Yeah.
Lower down. What are you doing?
I'm I don't
That's
know how
not
to.
what I said.
Oh, plank. High plank. Sorry.
High plank.
Sorry. Wasn't listening.
Lower down half or all the way, and then inhale to your upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Make sure in your up dog that only your hands and the tops of your feet are touching your mat. Everything else should be lifted. Feel that bend in your back and then exhale back to your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're here in your downward dog for a few breaths, so really feel yourself in this pose. If you need to pedal out this first downward dog, feel free to do so. Make sure you're really pushing your hands into the front of your mat, your strong foundation. Your index fingers should be pointing straight ahead and your biceps should be pointing straight ahead. Your tailbone is long and strong, flat back. Your heels should be parallel, and if you need a little bend in your knees to really flatten your back, feel free to do so. Inhale, exhale, lightly step to the front of your mat. Fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, hinging from your hips slowly and with care all the way, arms up to the sky, Uttiti Hastasana, extended mountain pose. Now bring your hands to heart center and exhale back down to your side. That was one round of Sun A. We walked through it slowly. Let's try to do this next round a little bit more at pace with our breath. Inhale, arms up, Uttiti Hastasana. Exhale, fold all the way, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to your high plank or Chaturanga. Lower down halfway. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Feel your back bend. Nothing's touching the ground except your hands and tops of your feet. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Now check, are your hands rooting to your mat? Is your back long? Is your neck relaxed? Are your feet parallel? You can kind of look through your legs and check on that. If you see your heels, make sure you straighten out your feet. Take a couple inhales and a couple exhales. Okay, inhale, bend your knees. On your next exhale, step, or lightly hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain pose, Uttiti Hastasana hands. Exhale your hands to your heart and down to your side. Come back to your mountain. So we could technically do another round, but I'm open for feedback in the meantime.
Well, I think the second one was good. It was more natural, like you were like, okay, they know what they're doing, and so you were like a little bit more ad-libby and normal. The first
Yeah.
time, it really did feel like you were reading from a piece of paper and you went a little bit fast, I thought.
I wasn't reading from a piece of paper.
I know, but it sounded like you were just so, it sounded like you memorized a canned speech. Even though it is a canned speech, I think you should make it sound like it just came full blown out of your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they're going to grade me on that, and I have to include those oppositional cues.
But pause between them a little bit more. Give a
Okay.
cue, a breath, give the, even though, yeah, just try it that way, see how it feels.
Okay, find yourself in your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Press.
Find yourself in your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Pause.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
let's find ourselves in the top of our mat in mountain pose. Breathe. Press into the big toe mounds of your feet as you lift from your arches of your feet. Really balance down on those feet. Push your front of your thighs towards the back of the room as you pull your tailbone down. So you're really engaging your legs neutrally. Open your chest, make sure your rib cage is down, and rise from your crown. Inhale your arms all the way up to the sky, Uttiti Hastasana, and exhale as you fold, hinging at the hips all the way down. Inhale, rise halfway, long flat back, extending from your crown. Now hands to the mat, step back into your high plank. Lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. The tops of your feet and the palms of your hands are pressing into your mat. Nothing else is touching your mat. Your back bending, open chest. Don't put your chin up too high. Exhale back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here, check your hands. Are they facing the front of the room? Are your biceps shining to the front of the room? Is your chest open? Is your neck and shoulders relaxed? Are your feet parallel? You can look between your legs and check on your heels. If you see your heels, parallel your feet. Now push up from your hips any amount higher. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to really flatten your back, do so. Okay, breathe in. Exhale, push any amount higher into your hips that you can. Inhale, and on your next exhale, step gently to the front of your mat. Extend to a long flat back. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise with control, hinging from your hips all the way up to your extended mountain pose, arms to the sky. I call them yoga arms. They're externally rotated, but your hands are straight. That's just what I call them. Exhale down to your heart center, and then hands to your side. How was that one?
Well, it was really good in the beginning, but you speed it up you've got to just count between each phrase. Count 1, 2.
Well, I don't want to hold people in upward facing dog too long because I find it uncomfortable to be stuck there for a long time. What do you think? Do you mind upward facing dog?
I could be an upward facing dog all day. You're the one with the back issues. But it's
Okay.
Remember, Judith Lassiter, who you'll learn about, she says you don't get into a pose, you let the pose get into you. And the way you let the pose get into you is by pausing and feeling. So when you give the cue, you got to give the student a chance to feel that part of the cue, especially if they're a new student. The older students know what to do anyway, but you're giving these cues for people who are really intent on learning alignment and getting it right. So let's do it one more time. Try to go 1, 2 between each thing.
All right. Do you want me to do my first one or round or like my sped up round where I do it with the breath? First one?
Do the first one because the second one you were natural anyway, because you were just kind of more, I mean, I think you've got that one down. I think it's your first.
Yeah. Well, I have timing. So I have 3 to 5 minutes to do my whole thing. So I don't know how much time. Well, I don't know how many sun A's because the first one's going to be slow with the alignment cues. The second one's going to be a little more in line with breath. And then on the third one, I'm going to say, I'll cue it or go at pace with your own breath. And then I'm going to just cue it more naturally like I did the second one.
Okay.
So I don't know how much time, if I have enough time to do all three.
Well, let's time it. I'll put the timer on.
Okay. I can time it. I have a timer.
Okay.
I have a timer.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm actually just going to do a 5-minute timer so we can see how many rounds I can get in under 5 because I don't want to go over the time.
Okay.
Okay, starting now. Okay, everybody, please find yourself at the top of your mat. Stand in your mountain pose. Be strong in your mountain pose, pressing through the balls of your feet, lifting through your arches. Press your front of your upper thighs to the back of the room as you pull your tailbone down. Chest is open, rib cage is pulled down. Rise from the crown of your head. Feel your body long and strong in your mountain. On an inhale, extend your arms up overhead, Uttiti Hastasana, extended mountain pose.
1, 2.
Breathe in. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips with control all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, extending long straight from your crown. Now bring your hands to your mat and step back into your high plank. Lower down halfway, Chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Press through your feet. Your arms should be long and straight. Tops of your feet are pressing into your mat. Nothing else is touching your mat. Feel yourself in your back bend. Make sure you're not throwing your neck back. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Really feel the bend in your back.
Good.
Exhale as you push back into your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here in your down dog, check in with your form. Are your index fingers pointing to the front of the room? Are your biceps shining toward the front of the room? Is your neck and chest relaxed? Is your back long, your hips high to the ceiling? Your feet should be parallel here. You can kind of look through your legs and check that you can't see your heels. If you can see your heels, parallel your legs. Push your hips any amount higher. If you need to bend your knees to really push your hips up to the sky, feel free to do so. Feel long and strong and straighten your back. Inhale. And on your next exhale, put a little bend in your knees and gently step to the front of your mat. Fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, long back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise from hinging at your hips all the way up into your tall extended mountain, Uttiti Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. And down back into your mountain, Tadasana. I put an extra forward fold in there. I did that twice now. I made an error. When you come up from your down dog, you're supposed to go right into halfway, then fold, then come up. I put that extra fold in. I got to watch that because they'll ding me on that.
That was very good.
Why I keep doing that? Oh, wait, how many minutes was that? Okay, so that alone was 3 minutes.
Really?
So then I might only have time for one at pace with breath. That's fine. I could do two sunnies. One slowly with cues, alignment cues, and then one at pace.
Yeah, I think you've got this because you've got the script memorized. And I think in terms of just try to remember to pause between each praise. And other than that, it was perfect. I think you get a little.
I think what I can do is read the room.
Yeah.
So what I know is going to happen, because it's kind of been happening as people have practiced, because every class they say, does anyone want to come up and teach a Sun A? And what happens is we all know Sun A. So we don't really have to listen for the cues to get into the pose. So I'm going to have to read the room. And what I think my teachers might be doing is maybe doing it either wrong so that I cue it right, like, because everyone else in the room is going to be doing it because they know it's coming from Sun A. So I don't know, but I'll have a chance to practice today because we have an in-person class at 1:30, which is practice teaching, and they want us to come prepared to practice. So I'll just have to make sure I'm not sticking that extra forward fold in after downward dog. Put your exhale, come step to the front of your mat, long flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Am I saying too much Sanskrit? Should I do less of the Sanskrit?
I just think you should make more of a point of it, Ardha Uttanasana or whatever. Just instead of just saying Ardha Uttanasana, go Ardha.
Ardha Uttanasana.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
like it's like you're making love to that Sanskrit word. Now the
Ardha Uttanasana.
Ardha Uttanasana.
Hold
Yeah.
all the way, Uttanasana.
And I want to tell you, even though you guys know these poses and you know how to get into them, I don't care if you're the most beginning yogi or the most experienced yogi, it's good to hear the cues. That's why you're in
Okay.
the class. So like root your feet, whatever root your feet in, press your big toe mounds down, whatever you're saying, make sure you say it with like, this is so important. This is important. This is, it's important. It's not just.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it's important here to make sure that your alignment is correct, that your mountain is strong. So start by pushing into your big toe mounds as you lift your arches. Really feel that balance press in your feet.
Yes.
Push the front of your thighs towards the back of the room, but pull your tailbone down so that your core and legs are neutral and strong. Yeah.
You got it.
Relax your open shoulders, rib cages pulled down, not flaring out. You're rising strong from the crown of your head. Now push back into your feet as you rise from your crown. Feel that pull in either direction. Your long.
When you say the now, pause. Because there's a lot of words going on this. You go now, you've got them already in mountain. Then
Okay.
Pause. Yeah.
Okay.
Do it with Billy a few times.
Yeah, and he's good because he really needs the cues. Like when I said push your knuckles, when he's in downward dog and I said push your knuckles into the mat this morning, he literally turned his hand and pushed his front knuckles like a gorilla into the mat.
You follow
That's
directions. Good. Yeah.
But that wasn't what I meant. But that could happen. Like someone could say, "Oh, my knuckles." Like, "Oh, okay." So I have to make your palm knuckles. Yeah, your palm.
Because I'm telling you, even today in class, there's always the student who has a completely different with what is up, what is down, what is left, what is right. Because I always say, top of the back of your mat or the front of your mat or whatever. But yeah, there's always a student who's going to misinterpret a cue, even if it's the best cue in the world.
I know today it was funny.
I think you're going to be fabulous.
I know. Kate was like, "Okay, everyone, stretch your right arm over to the lobby wall." And one girl's going, she goes, "Your other right arm." And then we're all looking around like, "What other right arm?" And we see the debate. She's like going to the girl to say, no, this arm. It was really funny. It was really funny. That girl I don't know, she didn't know English or something, but she was really struggling to follow any of the simplest.
She's in the class as a teacher trainee?
No, this was just regular yoga class, public class this morning, which is good. Like, because now that I have my teacher lens, I see her, dealing with these people that can't understand right and left and, front and back and lobby wall and, stairwell wall and things that we think are so easy.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we'll see if I get my nervous voice. I hope I don't, but we'll find out today.
Just
when I have the mic on.
The only time that you're ever going to have your very first yoga teaching session. So it's very precious and you're going to do really well.
Were you nervous the first time you got in front of the class and taught? No?
Because I cheated a little. I had been doing a tape for about 5 years for this yoga guy, Gary Bromley, who I really loved. And I had loved it, and I thought it was a great beginner class, and I had memorized it. So when I got up, I just pretended I was Gary Bromley, and everyone said, "Whoa, that was really good." It wasn't me; it was Gary Bromley. It took me
Well,
years.
that's okay. They say to do that. They say copy your favorite instructor,
Mhm.
copy their style, copy their linguistics. Like, just that's fine to do because that's how good yogis, yoga teachers, they model someone that they like their style.
Yeah, I
So,
felt safe. I think you want to feel safe. So, do you have a favorite teacher yet so far?
not really. The guy I like is this flamboyant gay guy, and I can't really mimic his style because he's
Hey,
flambast.
honey.
Yeah. He's always like just got this little giggle. It's really funny.
Do you ever listen to Yoga by Adrienne?
Yeah, she's good. Yeah,
I love
me
her
too.
style. I wish I could be more like her, but I'm not. So,
I should watch one of her videos before I go
yeah,
to.
because she's very chillaxed.
Yeah.
Hey, sweet, sweet, sweet people. She goes, hey, sweet people.
Um, well, Grayson likes that I've been talking to you because he's been unsettled all morning, and now that we're talking, he's getting settled. So
Oh, good.
here's your little. There he is. He's grooming.
Grayson, Grayson,
You enjoying your
Grayson.
job?
Sweet, sweet. He sees me. Hi, baby kids. Grayson.
All right, what do you have going on today?
Well, I'm meeting Dee Dee for lunch. See, we can discuss a little. We're going
Are
to
you
have to
guys friends again?
We've always been friends. I was mad at her about that particular incident, but we've always been friends. We're gonna go to the Blended Berry and I'm gonna have my matcha thing.
Fun.
And then this afternoon, after I just thinking I might go up to the Target and see if I could get that walnut milk since I'm halfway there. And that's about it. And I've got one more class tomorrow. I'm all done at TJ's for the week. I was supposed to go to Rockport for the weekend, but Tara has strep, and so my plans were all screwed up. I guess I'm just going to stay home and relax instead. I'll paint. I'm doing a painting, so
Nice. It looks nice and bright in your apartment today.
I've got the lights all on because the kids, my yoga students said we can't see you, so I put the lights on. But I've got a
Ooh.
problem with my stomach. I've had the worst gas and stuff lately. I think
Do some twisting.
what? I did some
Do some
twisting.
twists. Oh,
At work last night. I felt like a stick of pin in me. I had to fart all night. So embarrassing. But
well,
anyway,
that's probably why you were trying to hold it in, and now you're all wonky, bubbly intestines.
maybe. Anyway, I'm rooting for you. I want you to send me a text or something afterwards and let me know how you feel about
I
it.
will let you know. And I wanted to tell you, I never have to cook again because we found this meal service that delivers fresh meals. I didn't want to do a frozen one, and I didn't want to do one where I had to cook. So I really had to do some research to find like some prepared food. But we found one, and we got our first shipment yesterday, and our fridge is filled with food for the week, meals ready to go. So I never have to cook again. And we're both happy. No one's gonna have to go hungry again.
Wow. You really,
It's called Sprinly.
it's called what?
It's called Sprinly. I had never heard of it,
I
but
had heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it.
you have?
I think it was on
Yeah, I
Facebook or
have.
something. I didn't. Wow.
Well, the girl in my said, "Oh, you should get these factor meals delivered." And I said, "Oh," I said, "Do they have vegan?" And she said, "Yeah." And I looked and they didn't. Of course, they had vegetarian. People think it's the same thing. It's not. So I said, "I'm going to look harder and find one that's vegan," because Billy wanted me to too, because we're both just with my new work schedule and yoga, and he's working, and we just don't have time. So we're
And is
doing
it less cleanup now because you don't have all these pots and pans, right? Or
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. You just move it to a dish that you're going to heat it in, because I don't like the microwave. You could microwave it, but I like to put it in the toaster oven, and Billy put it in the air fryer last night. But you can even put it in a pan and heat it. But
And it's tasty.
I like. We've only tried one so far, sesame crusted tofu with veggies and black rice and a pineapple glaze. It was very tasty. I
Sounds
thought it was quite filling too. Yeah. But we'll try. We got, one of each flavor for this week, so we'll see.
And is it cost effective? Is it?
No, it's very expensive. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone on a budget, but if you have disposable income and you don't want to cook, then this is the way to go.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have that and you could make, that's one thing off your plate that you don't have to do. Now you just got to get a
Yeah,
man.
it's $200 for 12 meals. So,
Not that bad. Think
no,
the
I don't think so. 'Cause the
cost of food
convenience is,
nowadays, Jesus.
yeah, yeah, yep.